Good morning all of you. Today we can start fourth lesson, rational numbers. Okay. So before discussing rational numbers, we can just recall natural numbers, whole numbers and integers what we already learned. Okay, natural numbers we know. Natural numbers are counting numbers that include the numbers starting from 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. These set of numbers are called natural numbers. Then whole numbers, if natural numbers include 0 also, that set of numbers are called whole numbers. And integers, if negative numbers and positive numbers together, that set of numbers together we called integers. That also we discussed in the first chapter. -3, -2, -1, 0. Then these set of numbers are called integers. Okay. Now the subtraction, when we subtract a whole number by two whole numbers, we subtract when two whole numbers, sometimes we will get positive numbers or other times we will get negative numbers. So that subtraction of whole numbers leads to find integers. That means if 8 minus 4, we will get 4 itself. If we subtract 4 minus 8, what we got? Minus 4. So subtraction of integers leads to get integers. Subtraction of whole numbers. Subtraction of whole numbers leads to integers. Okay, sometimes we will get negative also. Okay, just like when we divide. Okay, when we divide an integer by another integer, always we will not get an integer as the answer. Okay, sometimes we get a fraction and other times we will get a fraction with a negative sign. We can do some examples. If 9 by 5, what is its answer? Its answer will not be an integer. We will get in the form of, we can't write in the form of an integer. Okay, some other case, if you take 10 by 5, 10 when we divide by 5, we will get a perfect number 2, which is an integer. 2 is included in the set of these integers. But 9 by 5, this form we can't include in this set of integers. 9 by 5 is in the form of a numerator. This we write in the form of numerator by denominator. Okay, numerator by denominator. So generally we can write it in the form of a p by q form. Okay, sometimes we get p by q form. That forms we can call a fraction form, and some other case also. Here when we take integers as both positive, 9 is positive integer, 5 also another positive integers. That times we will get a form p by q with positive. Both numerator and denominator will get positive. Now if you take integers, when we divide an integer, -7, one integer we took -7 and another integer we -7 divided by 3. So -7 by 3. Okay, so what will be its answer? Its answer also will not be get in the set of integers. This we got in the form of a numerator by denominator. This form itself we want to write, that is p by q form. In this case we got an p by q form with a negative integer. Okay, here numerator is negative and denominator is positive. Such set of numbers are included in the set of rational numbers. Okay, rational numbers. So how we can generally define rational numbers? Rational numbers are numbers that can be expressed in the form of p by q. Okay, rational numbers are a set of numbers which can be expressed in the form of p by q, where p and q are any integers. P and q can take any integers, and one more condition, q not equal to 0. P and q are any integers we can take except q not equal to 0. The denominator will not be 0 because denominator division by 0 we can't define it. So rational numbers are numbers which can be write in the form of p by q, okay, which can be write in the form of p by q, where p and q are integers and q will not be 0. Okay, so how we can discuss what is the difference between fraction and rational numbers. Fraction also we can define the numbers which can be expressed in the form of p by q. But there is one condition when we define about fraction p by q, that also can be expressed in the form of p by q, but where p and q should be whole numbers. Okay, p and q should be whole numbers in the case of fraction and q not equal to 0. But when we discuss about rational numbers, that numbers also we can express in the form of the numbers which can be expressed in the form of p by q, where p and q are integers and q not equal to 0. So that types of numbers are called rational numbers. Now let us check some numbers, some other numbers. I took one number 8. We know 8 is a 8 included in the set of natural numbers, okay, and whole numbers. For the set, in the set of whole numbers also 8 included, and 8 included in the set of integers also. Okay, now we want to check 8 is a rational number or not. This integer 8 is a rational number or not. How we can take? Now what we learn, what is the condition for rational numbers? Rational numbers are numbers which can be expressed in the form of p by q. Okay, now we want to check this number 8. Can we write this 8 in the form of p by q form? Yeah, yes, we can write in different forms. 8 we can express 8 is equal to 8 by 1. Now this is in the form of p by q. Okay, we write this in the form of a numerator by denominator form. So another way also we can express 8, that's equal to 16 by 2. Its answer also 8. So what we can conclude? All integers are rational numbers, or are all whole numbers also rational numbers. Okay, now another integer, if it is take minus 10. Minus 10 is a negative integer. Now can we write this in the form of a p by q form? Yeah, very easily we can write minus 10 by 1. This is in the form of p by q. Otherwise minus 100 by 10. This answer also we will get minus 10. So all integers are rational numbers, and also all whole numbers also include in the set of rational numbers. And when we take your textbook, we can find out some important properties of rational numbers. Okay, first property is given: a very natural number is also a rational number. Okay, just like for example 5 is a natural number, that 5 also we can express in the form of 5 by 1. Okay, now every whole number is also a rational number. Now what about 0? Whole numbers include 0 also. Now 0, can you write 0? Can you express 0 in the form of a p by q form? Yeah, p by q form we can express 0 is equal to 0 by 4. Okay, now it is also included in the set of rational numbers, because 0 is an integer, 4 is also another integer, and also what is another condition for the rational numbers? Q, the denominator should not be 0. Here denominator is not 0, here numerator only 0, so that we can include in the set of rational numbers. So 0 also include in the set of rational numbers. Okay, so that is the next property. A very integer is also a rational number. A very whole number is also a rational number. every fraction is also a rational number. Every fraction including the set of rational numbers. Okay, that means if both P and Q, if it both are positive, that time also it is rational number. And rational numbers include a negative integers also. If it is negative also, if any integer numerator, any numerator, if it is negative, that also will be included in the set of rational numbers. So what we can conclude, every fraction is also a rational number. And if you think about its reverse, is it every rational number is fraction? Is every rational number with all rational numbers are fractions or not? What about all rational numbers are not fraction? You look, when we take one example, this minus 6 by 3. Minus 6 by 3 is in the form of, it is a rational number. Okay, minus 6 is an integer, 3 is also another integer. It is rational, but it is not fraction. Because for fraction, what is the condition? Both numerator and denominator should be any whole numbers. Okay, so it is not a whole number. So it is only included in the set of rational number, but it is not fraction. We can conclude all fractions are rational numbers, but all rational numbers are not fraction. Okay, next, division by 0 is not allowed. So a rational number cannot have 0 in the denominator. That is the condition. A rational number should not be, for a rational number, the denominator should not be 0. That is the only condition. So what we discussed today, rational numbers. Just define how we define rational numbers. Rational numbers are a set of numbers which can be expressed in the form of P by Q. Okay, P by Q, where P and Q are any integers and Q not equal to 0. Okay, now there will be positive rational and negative rational. Suppose if we take one example, 4 by 3. Here both numerator and denominators are positive. Okay, so it will be a positive rational. Positive rational. Now, if it is both numerator and denominators are negative, what will be its value? It will be positive or negative. Minus 3 by minus 5. Its value will be plus. Okay, minus and minus we can cancel. So this also include in the set of positive rational. Positive rational. And if any one of that numerator or denominator is negative, that will be a negative rational. An example, minus 2 by 3. Minus 2 by 3 is a negative rational. And 4 by minus 5. This also a negative rational. So if both the numerator and denominators are positive or both numerator and denominators are negative, that set of rationals include in the set of positive rational. And if any one of numerator or denominator is negative, that will be negative rationals. Okay, negative rationals. Clear? So we discussed about rational numbers and what is the general form of natural rational numbers. The numbers which can be expressed in the form of P by Q. P by Q form means which we can express in the form of numerator by denominator. And Q not be 0. Q would not be 0. Such set of numbers are called rational numbers. And also we discussed about the important properties of rational numbers. That you want to read this part of this textbook. Every natural number is rational numbers and every whole number is rational number. Every integer is rational numbers. Every fraction is also a rational numbers. Okay. Now after that, positive rational and negative rational also we discussed. Positive rational means what? If both numerator and denominators are negative, or if both the numerator and denominators are positive, such fractions are called positive rational. Otherwise, if any one of the numerator or denominator is negative, that will be included in the set of negative rational. Now, every natural number is a positive rational. Every natural numbers include only positive numbers, so that will be included in the set of positive rational number. Every negative integer is a negative rational number. Okay, 0 is neither positive or negative. Now, we want to do this. What about this? Write true and false for this. Minus 4 by minus 7 is a rational number. Is it true or false? Minus 4 by minus 7. So we want to check. This is in the form of P by Q form, and also numerator, both the numerator and denominator should be any integer except denominator should not be 0. So that hold minus 4 is an integer, minus 7 is an integer, and it is not equal to, so it is a rational number, it is true. Okay, just like minus 3 by 8 is a fraction. Is it true or false? Minus 3 by 8. It is not correct, because for fractions this both numerator and denominator should be positive, so it is not true. Now 3 by minus 5 is not a rational number. 3 by minus 5 is not a rational number. What is this statement, is correct or not? Because it is false. Why? 3 by minus 5 is a rational number, so this statement is false. Now minus 7 by minus 8 is a positive rational number. Minus 7 by minus 8. Both numerator and denominators are negative, so it is a positive rational number. It is true. Now 106 is a positive rational number. 106. Now we want to check 106 can be expressed in the form of P by Q. Yeah, that we can express 106 by 1. Okay, so it is a positive rational. It is true. Now 16 by 0 is a rational number. 16 by 0. It is in the form of P by Q, but the denominator is 0 here. So it is not a rational number. So this statement is false. Okay. So all of you understand this much things from this part, rational numbers. But first we want to discuss what is rational numbers. What is the definition of rational numbers? And these important properties of rational numbers, you want to read this well. And you want to write, we can write its note. I will give the correct note. You want to copy this. And positive rational and negative rational also clear. Okay. Now if if any doubts, you can call me. I will clear your doubts. Next day we can start rational numbers on a number line. Okay. Thank you.